This is a letter motion from Adam Lafferty, an inmate at 5 Points Correctional Facility, who was killed on December 22nd, 2024. He had a pending federal lawsuit in the Western District of New York, and it is case number 1:23 CV 00358, document 14. This was filed on October 5th, 2023, 5 pages. He has numerous motions. That's what this is. Requesting a preliminary injunction, temporary restraining order, and transfer in order for transfer out of 5 Points Correctional Facility, as he has stated, before the correctional officers kill him. Okay. And he's very detailed, remarkably detailed under the conditions that even most people who are pro se that are not subjected to this clearly ongoing torture and retaliation, torment, and physical assaults and sexual assaults and rape by the guards at 5 Points Correctional Facility and the inmates who the guards openly encouraged to assault Adam Lafferty from the first day that he arrived at 5 Points Correctional Facility from, Wayne County Jail, where he commenced the lawsuit, initially commenced it, and it is titled, as you see here, Lafferty, short title, Lafferty v. Virts et al. That's Sheriff Barry Virts, Wayne County Sheriff. Okay, so this 5 pages is breathtaking in the detail, as I said, filed by this pro se inmate under such horrific conditions. And it will definitely reveal his truthfulness and clearly implicates the entire 5 Points Correctional Facility, right up to the supervisor. Certainly, the nurses and the doctor, Christopher Wright, breathtaking, especially as you've had an education on the brutality that does occur by the videos from the body cameras of 4 correctional officers of the gang assault resulting in a death of Robert Brooks. Okay, so I'm just going to read the first page, and then I'm going to just video this, and then I will follow up with subsequent videos. Okay, it's clear this is extraordinarily neat print. There are other times in different pages as he becomes more distressed or for whatever reason, obviously his emotional state varies, but he is very well drafted. Okay, regarding there's the case, imminent danger and retaliation. Notice how he puts it. And he had put that on his letters, motions to the court, imminent danger. He would put it in caps in some letters when he had a heightened fear that he was going to be killed. He would put it in caps at the top of the letter, and then he put it on the envelope. So he was pleading for protection, and unfortunately, he was not granted. Oh, and he always requested appointment of counsel, pro bono counsel, because the guards were destroying his legal papers, destroying his amended lawsuit, which was to name the 5 Points correctional officers, tear it up, flush it down the toilet, smear toothpaste all over it, have the other inmates go in and rob him of everything and destroy his legal records, drafts, papers, which was the most important in his life, because this was his life. He knew if he didn't get this before the court, and he was going to be killed. And then ultimately, he was killed. But only after Judge John Sinatra granted an appointment of counsel to Adam Lafferty and ordered on November 25th, 3 weeks earlier, a little bit over 3 weeks earlier, ordered that Mark Schultz contact Adam Lafferty by December 9, 2024, and he was appointed specifically to amend his lawsuit to include all the defendants, the correctional officers, the sergeants, the lieutenants, the DSS supervisor, it's called DSS, Department Deputy Superintendent of Security, Thomas Delmar, and of course the superintendent himself. He also, the grievance program director, he's cited in there. Her name is Schultz, different spelling of I think it's SCHULTZ, but definitely she wasn't filing all his grievances. It's just amazing the extent of corruption fully entrenched in 5 Points, and that is clearly evident. Okay, so this way it says, Dear Court Clerk and Honorable Court, I am being severely retaliated against by a very alarming and large number of prison officials for attempting to file and pursue numerous inmate grievances, disciplinary appeals. They kept writing them up for all these false disciplinary reports in retaliation, and also obviously extend his time at 5 Points. Disciplinary appeals and pursue numerous inmate grievances, disciplinary appeals, inmate claims, law library access, and state and federal courts for matters that involve my conviction and sentence imposed under Wayne County Indictment 19-82. Appellate Division, 4th Department, docket number KA 21-00042. How detailed and well written each time. And a large number of court proceedings challenging unlawful conditions of my confinement. I am seriously injured as I write this letter. I've disclosed sensitive information and explained to this court under no uncertain terms I was not only attacked, stabbed with a pick, pen-like weapon, and hit with a lock. I was also sexually assaulted. And this incident occurred on September 7th, 2023 at 5 Points Correctional Facility, when the named defendants intentionally put me in imminent danger. I was then completely denied my federal rights under Prison Rape Elimination Act. You hear what he's saying? To report the incident. and get medical help. He was denied by, and here he goes with some names, Sergeant Donahue, Sergeant Smith, Schmitt. I'm going to spell this and make sure that you have this right on the video on YouTube. Sergeant McIntyre, McYntyre. Several nurses and numerous correctional officers in 9 Block. On September 7th, 2023, September 9th, or is that, I think that's the 9th, 2023. And I have never received any medical at all. This murder of Adam Lafferty, in fact, reveals what Robert Brooks' murder does not, that this is entrenched, and it is the entire staff, and the nurses and the doctors are critical to protecting the correctional officers who commit these atrocities and these crimes with impunity. Okay. I'm being denied my constitutional rights to access the courts and being maliciously harassed, issued false misbehavior reports, denied bedding, and prison officials are constantly telling other incarcerated individuals that I am a faggot and a snitch, and that I signed into PC, then denying me protective custody status, and allowing other incarcerated individuals to literally steal any and all property that I own on a regular basis. This is so shocking, for over 2.5 years. Just to, when you read that part, just this part, page 1 and 2, the alarm goes off, but the shock of the extent of the entrenched corruption in 5 points really takes one back. And he is articulate and detailed. It's just remarkable. Here we go with more names. CO, Correctional Officer Hall, who works at the 5 Points Correctional Facility with CO Shantz, SCHANTZ. Sergeant who I don't know, and a sergeant who I don't know his name, and other correctional officers, as well as the medical staff and mental health, conspired to allow and cover up the fact that an incarcerated individual physically attacked me in front of the law library correctional officer, C.O. Hall, on July 3rd, 2023, in the morning, the module at the 5 Points Correctional Facility, in front of multiple other incarcerated individuals. And this correctional officer and number of others showed a complete, deliberate indifference to me being attacked in full view of him, in which I was knocked out. I have repeatedly attempted to access inmate grievance program, and this facility is intentionally and deliberately preventing me from exhausting and accessing this program. Notice the language, the language he uses. Is what he is able to articulate is stunning, but also it's obvious the extreme danger he posed to 5 Points Prison Administration, to the correctional officers, the nurses, and the doctors, because he was articulate and detailed. So if these motions naming all the 5 points correctional facility staff and the nurses and the doctors, which is part of the staff, and the grievance director, who her name is Schultz, it's Schultz, which he has cited. I don't know if it's in this one, but it is. His letter motions reveal unquestionable evidence of corruption right to the top at 5 points. And I say to you, it also implicates the commissioner of the Department of DOCCS definitely had to have knowledge of this. As well as he wrote, and he also wrote every official had about seeking protection and access to the courts. This kind of thing has been happening over and over, and from one prison to the next, and I've definitely been injured. I was knocked out, bleeding and hurt very badly on July 3rd, 2023. This facility is continuously denying me medical treatment and intentionally placing me in imminent danger while violating literally all my rights. And I need help. I currently have no access to communicate with any of my family or friends due to several illegally imposed disciplinary sanctions of loss of phone and emails. What the hell? Every possible access to the courts, even through the family, they made certain they cut it off. And let's see, I'll read it again. I currently have no access to communicate with any of my family members or friends due to several illegally imposed disciplinary sanctions of loss of phone and emails. On September 27, 2023, here we go. Names of correctional officers implicated who must be prosecuted, and certainly prosecuted by the U.S. Department of Justice. There needs to be a full-blown investigation into 5 points, no question. Okay, here's the names. Correctional Officer SLUSSER, Sergeant Fisher, FISC, Sergeant Fisher, FISHER, Correctional Officer K, period, last name spelled BEDIENT, Correctional Officer M. Bruce, BRUCE, and another female sergeant who was the 10 block sergeant on September 27, 2023 at 9:55 a.m. in 5 Points Correctional Facility. Notice the detail. Allowed, oh, here we go. Here's an inmate, Joshua Campany, CAMPANY. Joshua CAMPANY, another incarcerated individual who shared a cell with me for only 2 days, allowed him to steal all my commissary, my stamps, hygiene, and miscellaneous other property when I could prove all my when I could prove all my property. This literally happens on a frequent bi-weekly basis. How could any inmate, any person, not collapse under all this? and has literally happened to me over and over and over again for literally the entire time I've been incarcerated. It is being done intentionally in furtherance of an actual conspiracy and to harass and retaliate against me for filing grievances. And by the way, a total of 103 grievances listed in his complaint that he filed. It is by number in 3 columns listed 103, and those are the ones that were actually received and acknowledged. As he said, there were many others that were not by the grievance director at 5 points. An actual conspiracy to harass and retaliate against me for filing grievances and lawsuits and attempting to access the courts. And by the way, the grievances are in, the number of each grievance is in the lawsuit filed Western District of New York. This is the case number right here. And it's 192 pages. It's 32 pages, his lawsuit, handwritten, with exhibits, which include by the way, the Wayne County mail log, includes the grievances denied, all his appeals. It's just shocking what he was subjected to and how he could maintain his composure when he wrote these letter motions to Judge John Sinatra. These people are criminals, and I cannot keep being subjected to this kind of treatment. They are collectively doing me so wrong. After reading all that, that would be the understatement of the century. They are collectively doing me so wrong, I can't access the tools I need. They throw out and give away and destroy all my personal property and retaliate against me so much, I have no options. Please help. Adam Lafferty. And the next page is the envelope. As you can see, it's Adam Lafferty's. That's his writing. This is the one that rare times where he hasn't written in caps, imminent danger. Most of his letters state that. This one didn't. Okay, so as noted here, it was, the letter, whatever the date is, but it was postmarked, let's see, October 3rd, 2023. So we'll look at for a moment on page 1 and see when what he dated it. Okay, so this is Adam Lafferty. Oh, it was received by the court, though, October 5th. So, okay, so that's, okay, I always look at everything. Okay, then we'll go back to page 1 for a moment. He always dates. He's very detailed. Usually it's date October 2nd. Okay, so this is one of the rare times I've received it very timely. Okay. So that's there, but seriously injured, sexually assaulted, knocked out, bleeding profusely. The nurses and doctor refusing to treat him. This way there's no record of the severe injuries. So I say to you, that brings to thought the William Fitzpatrick, District Attorney William Fitzpatrick, plea agreements with 3 of the 3 nurses. No, that is absolutely critical to learning the extent of what took place in the murder that the beating death of Robert Brooks. They're definitely, clearly, fully implicated. And they're not just standing by and they were told to leave and they had nothing to do with it. A true investigation into the nurses and doctors and depositions and testimony under penalty of perjury by the U.S. attorney would reveal and will ultimately reveal the extent of the crimes committed by the nurses and doctors who are fully complicit, not bystanders, not under fear for their lives. No. But then again, William Fitzpatrick is not. His whole purpose is to get the case out of public view as soon as possible and with as least amount of criminal exposure to the correctional officers, because that's what he does. Okay, so that's it. I'm actually read the entire, it's only 4 pages. Adam Lafferty, that's document 14. There's document 13. Oh my God. I think that's 13 pages, in fact, document 13. There's document, I think, a document 12. And then these are the ones that are highlights of the extent of corruption that implicates 5 Points Correctional Facility in its entirety and requires the U.S. Department of Justice to open a full investigation into corruption at 5 Points Correctional Facility. Okay, so I will stop here. My name is Desiree Yagan. In 2023. Yeah, September 22nd, 2023. Adam Lafferty has it dated 9/18/23. He even put the time at 10:30 p.m. or so. He was remarkably detailed and, well, amazing in his ability to articulate as a pro se inmate under severe, torturous conditions that he was subjected to. Okay, so this is his first sentence here. Okay, here it goes. I wrote, dear clerk of the court, I wrote a desperate letter for help to this court on 9/7/2023, and also wrote a letter dated August 22nd, 2023, and to this Honorable Court Judge John Sinatra on 9/12/2023. That's how he begins. Very respectful and, again, remarkably well written for inmate, let alone under the torturous abuse and trauma and severe injuries that were ongoing that he was subjected to. Okay, so I'm just going to videotape the document because it needs to go up. Today is May 8th, 2025.